Hello, and welcome to the Observations World Brief for July 18th, 2025, where we cut through the geopolitical fog to give you analysis and understanding of geopolitical issues from around the globe. We start with our daily observation. Ukraine has started a naval revolution. It has effectively forced Russia's navy off the Black Sea, despite possessing virtually no navy of itself. How? By leveraging missiles and sea drones. This raises a profound question. Are navies still useful for littoral operations? Have these multi-billion-dollar fleets become obsolete in nearshore environments? Considering Taiwan, it's facing a potential invasion from China. Wouldn't it defend itself more effectively by investing in anti-ship missiles and sea drones rather than expensive manned warships? The Ukrainian experience suggests such a paradigm shift where smaller, cheaper systems combined with missiles can dominate conventional navies. Such a profound shift in naval technology has not been seen since the change from wood to steel in the late 1800s. Numerous unmanned systems, drones, combined with missiles, can control nearshore waters going out 100 miles at least. Having the largest and most conventional navy, this really is a huge question for the U.S., and it must grapple with that issue as it plans for the next generation of ships for its defense. What should our future force structure look like? And since it is the largest consumer of the military budget, this is a big question for America. Now, if you like our observations, please hit that like and subscribe button. And also check us out on Patreon, where our longer format videos and our audio podcasts will become available. Going on. American companies in China are reporting record low investment plans for 2025. The primary problem is President Trump's tariffs. A record 27% of these companies are now planning to relocate their operations outside of China. Think about that. That's nearly a third of American businesses looking to pack up and leave. Trump administration's policies now overshadow concerns over China's regulatory environment for U.S. businesses. They now view Trump as the bigger threat, not the CCP. This is a profound shift in perception and a serious indicator of self-inflicted wounds in our economic foreign policy. As in any war, U.S. and China are hurting each other. No real winners. The people of both China and America are the losers. Trump isn't stopping with the big players. He's now planning tariffs of over 10% on smaller nations across Africa and the Caribbean, announced July 15th. This signals a broad, almost universal application of his protectionist agenda. However, Trump did share an update on a potential India-U.S. trade deal on July 15th, suggesting it's working on the same lines as the recent Indonesia agreement. Well, that deal included a reduced 19% tariff for Indonesia in exchange for purchasing $15 billion in U.S. energy and 50 Boeing jets. It's a transactional approach to trade, but the 19% tariff on Indonesia does not seem very generous, actually. Turning on the third world, Trump ensures that all nations will suffer and the world economy will suffer. The Smoot-Hawley tariffs deepened the Great Depression, and how much damage will Trump's tariffs do? We'll have to see. The European Union unveiled one of its most powerful sanctions packages yet against Russia today on July 18th. The EU reduced the oil price cap from $60 to $45 per barrel, targeting Moscow's crucial energy revenues. They've also banned dealings linked to Nord Stream gas pipelines. Crucially, the EU is taking fresh action against Russia's elusive shadow fleet, blacklisting over 100 additional vessels used to circumvent sanctions. The package targets Russia's banking sector, including 2 Chinese banks, and even hit Russian oil giant Rosneft's refinery in India. This demonstrates a concerted effort to tighten the economic noose. The EU is taking the lead in opposing Russia as Trump supports war profiteering as he insists the U.S. has paid full price before releasing any weapons to Ukraine. President Trump stated on July 15th that the U.S. would impose 100% tariffs on countries buying Russian oil and gas if no peace deal is reached within 50 days. But that's 50 days out, and no one really knows what Trump will do next week, let alone in 50 days. In Ukraine, Zelensky installed a new government in its biggest wartime overhaul on July 17th, with Yulia Svyrydenko, hope I got that right, as the new prime minister. Notably outgoing Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal, I hope I got that right, became defense minister with a critical mission: increase Ukrainian-made weapons production by 40% within 6 months. The war is increasingly coming home to Russia now. Ukrainian drones attacked Moscow for a second consecutive night on July 18th. The repeated attacks on the capital signal a new phase where striking Moscow will become routine. U.S. Army Europe and Africa Commander General Chris Donahue publicly threatened Russia's Kaliningrad Oblast on July 17th, stating NATO forces could take control in a time frame that is unheard of. I think he means very quickly. That is unusually direct language from a senior official. While official Chinese population figures are widely disputed, credible estimates from researchers like Yifu Xuan of the University of Wisconsin place China's actual population to as low as 900 million. And actually, there are some other estimates that put it even lower than that. This is significantly lower than Beijing's official claim of 1.4 billion, and it makes Chinese demographic challenges far more dire. And this raises a fundamental question. How can China continue growing to be a global superpower with a rapidly shrinking and aging population? This directly impacts its future labor force and military recruitment pool and challenges its long-term global ambitions. So far, China has not developed effective policies to address the severe population decline. Despite efforts like cash payments for third children, these measures have failed to reverse the trend. Now, getting back to the United States, American agriculture is under siege. American farms face a perfect storm. Executive Order 14169 from Trump effectively halted nearly all U.S. foreign aid, including food assistance programs that provided vital markets for American agricultural commodities. Now, this plays well with the MAGA supporters, but because they don't like helping people around the world. They don't understand that most of our aid around the world actually comes in the form of food assistance. And that food assistance that we give to other people around the world comes from the American farms, from domestic programs where our government buys the produce from those farms, which means that our government, through the foreign aid, is actually supporting the farm prices. You've heard of price supports. Well, that's how it's done. So by not doing this foreign aid for food or with food, it's going to really diminish or destroy the American price support system. And that, on top of the loss of immigrant labor and foreign markets because of our tariffs, this has created a perfect storm that will basically destroy many farms across the countries. Farm bankruptcy filings in 2025 so far have exceeded 2044 levels, with 259 filings in just the first 3 months. And I swear that this is just the beginning. Some farmers are seeing 40% reduction in production. This agricultural sector suffered immigrant labor loss, with hired farm workers employment declining 51%. No business can stay in business when 50% of its workers don't show up. USDA Secretary Brooke Rollins announced up to $10 billion in subsidies to help farmers recover from the 2024 losses, but this will be of little comfort to most farmers this year, and it'll be a drop in the bucket to what they're going to be losing. NATO's transformation is, as of 2025, NATO's summit in The Hague, allies committed to invest 5% of GDP annually on defense by 2035, a dramatic increase from the previous 2% target. This will profoundly change U.S. and NATO relations, signaling greater burden sharing, but potentially more independent European defense. However, America's NATO position faces internal challenges. Recent polling shows Republican support at its lowest level on record at 59%, creating a record 32 percentage point partisan gap. Long-term U.S. commitment of U.S. to NATO and Europe is doubtful. For 250 years, the United States honored its commitments, its foreign commitments, that is. No treaty broken or ally unsupported. For 250 years, the United States has built a great reputation of honor and dignity. In just 6 months, of Trump, our reputation is now in ruins. He makes our support of NATO conditional to his ever-changing whims. He has broken the trade agreement with Canada that he negotiated and signed in 2018. Meanwhile, Congress supports his every move, his every word. Taiwan is taking defense seriously now. Vice President Bo Kim-Hsao today stated that Taiwan is very urgently investing in our self-defense capability. Sourcing many weapons from the United States, Taiwan has achieved production of over 1,000 missiles per year. In a significant development for regional security, Japan is providing 6 destroyers to the Philippines, strengthening Manila's naval capabilities and growing tensions in the South China Sea. Transfer represents a major boost to the Philippines' maritime defense and signals a deeper Japan-Philippines security arrangement for the South China Sea. China has stepped up military activity near Taiwan, however. Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense reported 58 PLA aircraft, 9 PLAN ships, and 1 Coast Guard ship operating around Taiwan in 24 hours, with 45 sorties crossing the median line. The USS Carl Vinson Strike Group entered the South China Sea on July 17th, highlighting ongoing U.S. commitment to freedom of navigation. Chinese Education Ministry issued a safety warning for Chinese students in the Philippines today, citing criminal incidences amid tense maritime claims. Well, anyway, that's the observationist report for July 18th, 2025. Please join us on YouTube for the Daily World Briefs and check out our deep dive videos that will be coming soon. One is on China and what's it really trying to do in the South China Sea. Another one is why Russia is actually doomed to lose the Ukraine war. I actually kind of figured that out 6 weeks into the war, actually. And also I'm going to have an AI war game of a potential Chinese invasion of Taiwan. How's that going to work out, and who might win? You're going to have to watch that. It's going to be a really good one. Tell us in the comments which one you'd like to see first. Please like and subscribe, and find us on Patreon, where our videos and extended commentaries and audio podcasts are curated. Thank you very much.